Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give a moment to make sure everything is set on up. Let's see. Pick is going. Good. Twitter is going. Good. Good thumbnail. And YouTube's up to date. Good. Twitch appears to be going good. And bring up Rumble. Rumble's going good. Let me just check my other computer. Please give me another moment. And it appears that everything's going good. So, let's go and get started. Of course, I do have some replays here. Not a whole lot at the moment. Let's see. Got 3 Magmageddons. We can start with another replay, then head to a Magmageddon, then start tagging back and forth. Let's do that. That is my loose plan for tonight. Greetings everyone, and great here. I have another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Red Allies. We have Waff the Wolf. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Magenta Soviets. We have Libra. Of course, we do have a bear explode on the field. I should really learn to pan a little bit more. Bears push away forward. Up here, we do have some doggos pushing down south. It looks like one of them's heading down the valley canyon. One of the two. I should just consider a valley or canyon. Either way, bear and dog now dancing around in front of each other. And looks like the dog does back on off. Bear is in pursuit. Starts in the middle of the screen, and it looks like they would head and not engage each other. We've got a good number of conscripts now advancing along the flank. There was a doggo here. The dog has now advanced right here. And over here, I do see some shots there. Does get a roar up there, does get a shield up, and does kill off that peacekeeper there. This one has a shield up, so it can't finish it off. We have red captured this oil derrick. Magenta's now advancing over to the right side of a bunch of bears and the combat engineer. The combat engineer, I believe, can one-shot the dog if necessary. Does miss a roar there. Luckily, he has 4 more. Over here, we got big wave of conscripts forward with the Molotovs. And Magenta does cure up that oil derrick. Got a large number of war bears here. Over here, we do have the war factory, we do have additional reactors. No walls just yet. He skimped out on that for the time being. Since he went for so much infantry, he always saved up money for a little bit later. Molotovs are now running on in. Also just 3 conscripts. Then maybe all 5 conscripts there. Let me see 3 Molotovs being thrown. I'm not sure where the other ones may have went. We do have a bear going down to what appears to be a Vindicator bomb. We do have a Vindicator. 2 Vindicators spawn on the field. Does get a good shotgun blast there. And does take out the bear. He died where he stood. And still standing. That bear may have received some bombs there. Was loaded up there. Does see more bomb rounds there. Wait, was that 2 bombs? Does he not have the extra bomb protocol? He does have the extra bomb protocol. Okay, I'm just going a little bit crazy. Or maybe not. Peacekeepers advance forward with a Riptide. Riptide does get some good automatic weapon fire onto those conscripts. And of course, he doesn't really have any counter to it. The conscripts are the only thing can fight back, and they're simply not adequate enough. Got a lot of bullfrogs here. Got a terror drone. He may try to go for an infect. Does get it snared there. We got a good number of peacekeepers here. He got this oil derrick. He went a little bit close there. It may splash him a little bit now. We got the big somersault there, and the doggo does go down. Wait, what on earth was that bombing run? Am I going crazy, or the Vindicator just bombed right there? Sickle now seeing quite a bit of fire there. He's still in the radius of the gun of the 50 cal. Does get a good roar there. Dog does go to park there. Does take out that bear that dropped on down. These peacekeepers have pulled up their shields, and all that does got the dogs in, but all the peacekeepers have been saved. Great engagement there by Red. Magenta's MCVs now advancing on forward. We got the dog out at the expansion. You can deploy out the terror drone to fight that dog. They have a nasty ticket, it would be. Hammer tank now advancing forward. There's a lot of peacekeepers here. Could take out the hammer tank themselves. But of course, a pair of Vindicators could of course take it out as well. Airfield is being deployed on the field. We got these peacekeepers falling on back. Up here, do have a naval yard. Maybe use that to pull out the Riptides because he does not have an armor facility at the moment. Magenta's not advancing forward over here. I think there may be some infantry loaded in the back of these bullfrogs. We do have, of course, the terror drone as well. And will I infect there? It does get the infect on that prospector. Prospector trying to fall back to his airfield. That should be able to get repaired, though it will be cutting it a little bit close. You could shrink it down. He does not shrink it down. Getting it really close. It does go down. If it would have shrunk it, he probably would have saved it. It does take out the terror drone there and get a bit of a cash refund. MiG deployed on the field. No anti-aircraft forces for Red at the moment. Find some missile hits there onto these cryocopters. Does do a good job of interrupting a MiG fire there. Looks like this oil refinery finally goes down. I thought it was already down, or oil derrick, but apparently not. We do have now some torpedo hits there on the oil refinery. Twin Blades now in pursuit. Got these peacekeepers moving around along the flank. And the Vindicators coming forward, trying to eye for a bombing run. Down south, we do have more missile hits there onto that Riptide. Riptide, of course, easily goes down there. So as these peacekeepers in this region. And a bit of missile hits there onto these MiGs, and he may not have a pressure crane, so he does not have access to any repairs for them. Air drone does get frozen immediately, will not get shattered. We'll get a nice snare down on the multi-gunner IFV, but they still get some missile hits there on those MiGs. Red's not getting repaired on up, utilizing both the airfield and the war factory for repairs. Very nice. Overall, there was some great control there by Magenta, but simply couldn't get any progress made. Do not have an Apollo out in the field ready to engage those MiGs. These MiGs are both half wounded, which means they do have good damage output there. Does get some hits there, and the Apollo will escape on out of there. Riptide and Shrunken Riptide now advance around the flank. Then this one maybe load up some infantry. Maybe both of them are. Get some shrinks there onto the hammer tank and on the bullfrogs. Twin Blades straight forward. Getting some good damage on the peacekeepers. Bears are going on down. Does get a nice roar there. Does use both of the roar. One peacekeeper still up and going. MiGs is starting to go on down. Does take out one of the cryocopters. The other cryocopter severely damaged. Apollo does go down. Cryocopter goes down to those bullfrogs. So got the multi-gunner IFV. Twin Blades taking on the Prospector. Couple peacekeepers still remain. Black troopers on the field. And do have Athena cannon out on the field. 2 or 3 Twin Blades on the field. Does get a great bomb run there. Takes out one of the Vindicators. And maybe again another one off the deck. Probably has a bomb there to take off. And does not get the kill there. And the Twin Blade will go down as well. Riptides. I think there's a terror drone surprise that came out of that Prospector or Collector, but the terror drone is not infecting the other Riptide. This Prospector is now receiving some hits there by the Twin Blade. The Apollo is here. And of course, the Twin Blade goes down. Flak troops push way forward with the flak gun, not any mag mines. Doesn't get the kill down the Prospector either. We do now have some hammer tanks right here. Magenta's basically out of any sort of military force. He's getting out some more hammer tanks. Needs some more bullfrogs. Black troopers don't really cut it out. Bullfrogs make their way onto land. Meg will receive a lot of fire from that motor gunner IV. Yep, and immediately gets shot down. Do now have a Mirage tank to on the field. Gets a good damage on that MiG. The MiG does fall back in time. More motor gunner IFVs. He knows about the MiG, so he has a nice 2-2-2 army. 2 motor gunner IFVs, 2 Athena cannons, and 2 trees. We do now have the Apollo advancing down south. We do got a flak tower there. Up here, we do got another Riptide. It may be loaded up, maybe trying to hit this expansion, which has not redeployed out collector there and is also severely damaged. He realized how wounded it is, and he can quickly take it out. He put the repair 2 on the last moment, realizing he didn't start repairing it up, and now it's dead. Riptides would now be pursued by these twin blades, and does not take it out there, and its heroic state will get it some health regen. Of course, we do have a Terror drone here, but 50 cal being heroic can quickly take out the Terror drone. Do now have this Mirage tank here. MCV now trying to eye for a crush on the Mirage tank. Does up armor there. You got the target gets interrupted there. And he is forced on the ground there, and does get a crush there by the MCV. If he can try to crush that Mirage tank, or try to shrink down the MCV to allow the Mirage tank to crush the MCV, but he was not quick enough. Got the Athena cannon pushing along the flank, infantry in the center. And the heroic Riptide is actually still out at sea, almost fully repaired. Good artillery damage onto that refinery. This veteran's well. The next volley could potentially take it out, but does not get the next volley off. MiG getting ripped apart there. Got some Bullfrogs in this region as well. Trying to go with a snare there as well. He may be eyeing to bring up the hammer tanks there to get it freak on there, but he's not. Do not have a cool sub out at sea, getting some good damage onto the Prospector. He's trying to freeze up now. Needs to dive. Got these 3 Mirage tanks, 1 Athena cannon, and a 2 motor gunner IV. Good number of peacekeepers here. Prospect is not being rebuilt. Close sub is still pretty safe. And this heroic Riptide will be spotted and will be pursued. Yes, lead status veteran C. We've got a good number of hammer tanks here, handful of conscripts, and a Terror drone as well. Let's bring in some satellites there, which will quickly pick off those Mirage tank or Athena cannon. Will also severely damage the Mirage tank. May want to send that one back to the sort of war factory here to get a little bit of repairs. You can send the heroic motor gunner IV there as well. And we do got a couple of suspicious trees here. The trees are receiving much needed repairs, and we do now have this Mirage tank. Advance forward will be quickly focused down and will be killed off. Motor gunner turret or IFEs advancing up north. And now we do have a good number of Mirage tanks in this region. And does get a good, and does have a good number of Mirage tanks here. 5 of them. Got now the Athena cannon bring up the shield. Getting some good damage onto it. Sorry, readjusting my microphone a little bit. And the Athena cannon does go down. Over here we do have these conscripts. One of them does go down to the Peacekeeper. And we do have the Terror drone here as well. Mirage tank or Athena cannon does take out that ore refinery there. The twin blades do go down as well, starting to leech down this Athena cannon there. Does get a cryo blast there. He's going to charge forward. He does get one of them frozen. He's gonna have a large hard time. Does fall back. Does not get additional freeze there. Does get that one shattered there. Got conscripts advance forward, but of course the prism tanks, the mirage tanks will get some great damage there onto them. Got the Wind Blades advance forward, try to get some more damage on them. There's still 4 mirage tanks there. 1 heroic multi-gunner IFV, as well as the Athena cannon, which is veteran. Does fall back in time. We've got a big wave of Athena cannons now. You now have the conscript starting to go on down. And now another shield generator there from the same veteran one. Takes out one of those hammer tanks now. It's starting to shrink down some of these as well. He needs some V4s up practice area. His satellites maybe will soon be off cooldown. Right now, red is pretty congested, but it means he can use these shield generators quite successfully. Sells off some of those wall segments there. Trying to get us some of these weapons there. Maybe grabs up a free prism cannon. Does get up a free prism cannon there on the veteran one. Now see a bit of fire there. We got some bullfrogs here. And the rest of these hammer tanks are going down. Does use the prism cannon. Trying to release down some more of these guys. Does not get a cannon there. A prism cannon. Actually does have a Athena cannon on one of these hammer tanks there. And his satellites ran on in, getting some severe damage onto the Athena cannons. Taking one out and severely wounds another. Heroic multi-gunner IFV still alive. And now we do have these Mirage tanks pushed forward. We've got a bit of artillery raining on the airfield. Does get a good counter attack there with his own Athena cannon. Does get himself a free prism cannon there. And some of these crowdcopters going down. So does the Apollo. The prism cannon does go down. The Mirage, no, that was the Athena cannon. The prism cannon is still in the back with the leech beam up. Did not get a cannon there. Does lose the prism cannon. Athena cannon is severely damaged. That could be quickly picked on off. Does pick it off there, and the follow-up missiles do also kill off the Mirage tank. The allies have lost everything there. Now making a counterattack there. There's another multi-gunner IFV. There's some more Mirage tanks here. No additional guns. Actually, no. Is that Athena cannon? I think that's an Athena cannon right there. Yes, it is. It does still have an Athena cannon. Bringing some artillery barrages now on that ore refinery. Let's get some good damage there on that crowdcopter. Throw some missiles there onto the ore refinery. Does lose some of these twin blades. Cool subs still at sea. Right now the allied player is on 3 refinery. Goes a little bit damaged there. Or severely damaged. This will reduce income by about 10% on that single node. You have these 4 Mirage tanks here, and his suspicious rocks. Takes out that refinery now. I heard something crushed there. Seeing there's no ore refinery here, that may have been ore collector that was crushed. And he is going for another expansion. Very nice. He has maintained his naval expansion. Make does get some shots there. Over here, let's see how many credits have been claimed. That 18,750 credits, so only 10,000 credits claimed. Also here, 17,500. This one has 13,000. Looks like the allied player has sustained more income overall. And no, that's about roughly the same, but now do our Kirov reporting in. The Kirov could be very useful in this very choke point heavy central part of the map, where you can use the, what's it called, afterburners? Go and click on it. Let me click on the damn thing. Gastro burners. You can use the gastro burners to perhaps quickly try to charge over this area to get a good carpet bombing. And likewise, opponent could go for a sentry bomber to start carpet bomb the central region as well. Just make sure you're properly lined up. Nope, it's like General Zero Hour bringing the carpet bombs. Maybe I should cast a bit of General Zero Hour. That'd be a fun detour. Great crowd getting there. That stuff's going to be frozen a long time. Does lose the Athena cannon. Kirov should be able to hold the line. I think it's level 2 satellites raining on in. Nope, it is the level 3 satellite. I wonder, sometimes this stuff can hit aircraft, like it nailed the Kirov there, impaling it, killing it off instantly. Whoops. That's one way to kill off a Kirov. Clearly the best way to counter a Kirov is using an International Space Station to crash into it. Wait, isn't that more of a Japanese thing to kamikaze in? Either way, we do now have the Kirov advancing on forward. And we're seeing a lot of missile fire. They're, of course, very durable. The helium mix is optimal, so they're not hydrogen based. And now here comes the bomber runs there, trying to save the refinery there with the shield there, but does get some good damage there and does hit the refinery nonetheless. He may get one more bomb. Nope. The carcass may destroy the prospector. Nope. And he will immediately redeploy this prospector here, either to sell off or use that expansion as just to build low radius. Does donate himself a prism cannon there on a elite unit. He may want to let the nope, he did not let the elite one to get the kill. See if he can't get heroic. You're off receiving a bit of fire there. Does have, of course, self-heal capability. Right now, the allied player only has a couple of Athena cannons, a rock, and a pair of trees. We've got now the twin blades advancing on forward. Does pull out the shields there. It's all its opponent. The Apollo does great work there on those twin blades. The heroic one does see a bit of fire there, but of course can repair itself up. I'm pretty sure when it comes to the satellites running in, those small little flares, if I remember correctly, if they hit aircraft directly, I think it instantly kills them. It's actually a pretty decent ability as an anti-aircraft ability. And not decent, just a possibility, which can actually throw people off. That's what the Mirage tank there, force fires the ground there. It's great missile volley there from the twin blades. It wasn't a full missile volley. And there's a full one there, taking it out, no problem. Something you can do is with your twin blades, if you feel like you only got a partial missile volley off, you can force fire the ground, which will unload so they can reload. Air drone does go down. Do not have Iron Curtain deployed on the field. Very nice. Iron Curtain's currently deployed right here, right next to Super Reactor. Nice and safe right there, right? Peacekeeper receiving a bit of fire there. We do have a decent force here by the allies. You may want to finish off engage his opponent before the Iron Curtain goes off. V4 finds a direct hit there onto the Peacekeeper. And does go and counter barrage that V4. Shield generator does eat those shots there. We've got the motor gunner IFVs there. Takes on another V4. The cluster missile was okay. Nothing too significant. Peacekeeper would like to go down to the Kirov bombs first. Nope, he does manage to run away in time. It's hard to judge what the Kirov actually is. You can't rely on the shadow, but I think this is where the Kirov is generally at. Should be dropping bombs relatively soon. Does get some bombs there. Got a lot of anti-aircraft hitting the Kirov now. It will go down shortly. And no additional bombs there, though the carcass may take out a Peacekeeper. Takes out 2 Peacekeepers. Got a handful of infantry here, and there's not any front line. Okay, there's the front line. Of course, there's still 1 prism cannon and 1... I'm not sure what this weapon is. Not really flak. That's not really anti-infantry. We do now have a cluster missile there. Gets good hits there on those Peacekeepers. We got a good amount of damage coming down the Kirov. More cluster missiles firing away. Those cluster warheads does get some damage, but nothing too significant. V4 is pushing pretty far forward. And that is more cluster missiles. Trying to harass his opponent with that fire. Got 2 heroic multi-gunner IVs now. And this prism tank does, or Mirage Cannon does take out the expansion down south. And it is fully heroic now. D4s, none of them have gone down there. The rockets are raining on in. They're all cluster missiles as well. And some sporadic damage there, but that was not overall good barrages there. War Refinery seeing a bit more fire now. More Kurals push way forward. And of course, these Mirage tanks are not being spotted at the moment. He's of course force fire on the ground there. Not sure why he's force fire on the ground right there. Let's get a splash damage on these Mirage tanks. And that one will go down. Now the Iron Curtain is available. He could group up his hammer tanks and just charge. That's probably the best thing he can do. Those Mirage tanks do receive quite a bit of damage there. The wounded ones could be picked off by the hammer tanks there and get some extra prism cannons. The Elite one still has the prism cannon, or it's still alive. It's always will still have it. Need some much needed repairs on these forces. Very nice. Rocks and trees need to be healed as well. Got these forces advanced along the flank. You're also push way forward. Athena cannon will take out that ore refinery. And one pure office push way forward. We got a nice little flank coming on up. Bit of infantry there getting picked off by, I think that was the heroic Mirage tank. Kirov does go down. He's still charging forward. The Apollos will run out of ammo shortly. Got more missile hits there, trying to hit the various forces here. And there's a crowd again there. Needs to use Iron Curtain. Needs to use Iron Curtain. There's the Iron Curtain there. It'll take a bit of time to chill up. Needs to charge forward. Needs to turn off the leech beam. There we go. Start charging forward as well. Satellites running on in. He will largely avoid the satellites there. Try and pick off that extra. Does eventually find himself an extra prism cannon. I'm not exactly sure. That Coin Blade started going down. He's trying to charge forward. And this is going to take time to fall back. Let's see. We've got 1 prism cannon, 2 prism cannons on both on heroic ones. Very good. Does get some good damage here, but overall not super successful push there. We do know how these V4s, 2 of them elite, could be overran here. Does firing some missile barrages before they get pursued. It does find some good hits there, taking out 3 or 2 of those Mirage tanks. A lot of multi-gunner IFVs here. It does find itself some extra prism cannons, unless they try to get more than just 2 weapons and those weapons go to waste. I still only see the 2 prism cannons at the moment. His opponent's down a large number of those Mirage tanks. Just only have 1. Got the MCV now seeing quite a bit of fire there. Takes out another Mirage tank there. Now it's going to charge forward. He has a large number of prism cannons there. Annihilates one of his own units there. That can also prism cannon. And the NCV does go down, and Red does back of the game now. Great game by both players. This is Andgreat saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let me watch on here. There we go. I just want to pull up something. Got Mapageddon named What Is This Game? Greetings everyone, Andgreat here for another Relic 3 replay. Spawn, bottom left side as the Magenta allies, we have K-Kong76. Bottom left side as the blue allies, which his teammate built the Crusher Crane along wrong location. We have THC Sniper with a capital 3. Spawn on the top left side as the green Soviet as random general. On the right side as the yellow allies, we have Aladdin 24. So on the right side as the cyan allies, we have Ayotu Ru. I have no idea how to pronounce that. And so on the bottom right side as the Red Empire, we have Edo Boss. Is that on top of the refinery? Irina really questioned that location. Teammate built a Crusher Crane right there of all things. Got a war barracks going up. Got walls going up. Silver player will have a late barracks here to secure up his oil barracks. Cyan secured up his. Yellow was quickly secure up his. Red is eyeing to secure up his now. Magenta's not touching this one here. We got a reactor down here by his teammate as well. So Magenta's gone for fast airfield. Do now have a instant dojo going on up. Need to get out some Vindicators there. He's going to bomb it up shortly. We've got a multi-gun turret deployed out by his teammate. And Magenta does wall in the area. Needs to stop some of these walls from there. And takes out the instant dojo there with the Vindicators. Soviet combination advance forward. We've got some bears for escort. Burst drones flying over. We'll see the neutral structure. Realizing, oh, he could have contested that. Wall segment went up by red to be annoying. Very nice. I am curious about this oil refinery. Is it going to be placed? It can be placed. Doggo does go down. We do now have an ore refinery being pulled up by red as well. It's trying to try to secure it up. So the instant dojos received quite a bit of damage, but still alive. Bears get gunned down there. Bonds at charge 4 as well. Get some mutual kills there, but these bears are getting overran. He needs some sickles. Does get a roar off there. Only gets one of those units. Yellow has a great engagement right here. Conscripts in point of field. Right now he just needs sickles. Green's MCV. Where is it at? There it is. Green's gone for a fast expansion, and now there's a lot of Imperial warriors here. He may want to eye for some backline sentry guns to use the barracks to trade for some time. Does go ahead and run away now. We have the Apollos. Does take out a Vindicator there for Cyan. And now blue or magenta. Oh no, that's blue. Eyeing for bomb runs there on the oil derrick. Let's get some kills there. Reverse move over those ones. Yellow's being forcing back. Yellow's being a bit passive. He went for his own third expansion as well, so north flank is a little bit quiet. Red has secured up this oil derrick as well. I do got the crowdcopter there, trying to freeze down this ore collector. Got a bit of fire on these guys. Does drop the bombs a little bit too early, and now got the jet tank to pull on the field. Crowdcopter see a bit of fire there. And that one does go down there. We'll see a bit of fire from these two Vindicators as well. Losing plenty more Vindicators down south. Let's get some damage there onto Cyan's Vindicators. Or, yeah. Apollo's not Vindicators. We do have a burst drone on top of that ore collector, which is going to cause some issues. And Green's designed for mass expansion. Instant dojo does go down. Red does have a decent defense. He's not expanded out just yet, nor has Magenta. Green has, of course, got his fourth base up and going. Yellow has his fourth base up as well. Actually, Green has 5 bases. Apollo's starting to go on down. And Blue will save out that Apollo in time. This Apollo will get one more kill before falling back. Does transform in time. Vindicators could finish off these guys. This one's actually stuck inside the statue. Magenta's Vindicators remain forward. Does bomb off that one. Wait, based on the green glow, he may not even have honorable discharge at the moment. Yellow's now advancing forward with a sizable ground army. Green has one for law expansion, so he has a minimal ground army. Or any army. He's went for another expansion. Green's going too greedy. He's lacking any sort of military force. He's going to get overran relatively shortly. He could trade this base for a bit of time. Magenta does borrow armor facility as well. He does not even have a war factory at the moment. Has a lot of power plants. So Green needs to get out a war factory, maybe 2 war factories. He's got to be floating a lot of resources probably. Apollo's engaging Apollo's. Cyan does lose Apollo there. Blue does fall back in some time. Blue will lose one. And these Mecha Tankers do fall back, and they do have honorable discharge. Yellow, of course, has crushed through that base there. Does lose those Striker VXs. And that barracks does go down as well. Red is now pushed out with MCV. Does have this naval expansion. Blue's Cyan's MCVs in the water as well. And yellow does fall back with his force. We've got a good number of flak troops here, as well as some bears. Needs something a bit more than that. His teammate, I'm not sure what his teammate's pulling out. Just motor gunner IFVs. He'll load up some of those units on the inside and get something unique. Not sure. One Vindicator does go down. The Apollos will be falling back in time. Vindicators may get gunned down once again. And those do go down. Now we've got Guardian takes advance forward. Get some good damage there on the MCV. Does use the laze turret there. He's trying to back up onto those Guardian tanks there. But he will see a bit of fire there. He doesn't really have anything to engage these Guardian tanks at the moment. Red's MCV does go down. Do now have Yellow's MCV now being engaged by a Tesla coil. Do now got a crowd shot in front of both here and here. Those lose through the power plant there. Blue's handful of Guardian tanks are doing surprisingly well. Cyan's trying to advance force over here. Does have a good number of Guardian tanks here. And as Motor Gunner IFVs, these Guardian tanks are now being pursued. Magenta has deployed out a Assault Destroyer here, does get a crush, 2 crushes, make that multiple Guardian tanks going down to massive crushes there. All the Guardian tanks go down to crushes. That is one of the most successful Assault Destroyers I've ever seen. I'm so surprised he didn't get up to Elite, he only got the Veteran. Yellow does take out another base of Fort Green. This wants to advance forward. They've got a number of peacekeepers and ground troops here, but honorable discharge. In fact, just trying to crush these units is being quite successful there. Blue does not have a proper front line anymore. Hardcore does go down. Vindicator does go down. And looks like Blue's base is starting to be gutted there. Too much anti-aircraft here for Green's. Twin Blades advance down south as well. And Magenta throws on the bottom run there, but let's lose the Vindicator as well. And now see a bit of fire there. Assault Destroyers are now advancing on to land. And now we do have the Assault Destroyers receive a bit of fire there. Blue is maybe knocked out of the game relatively shortly. He's losing all of expansions. He's down just to a single airfield, it appears to be. Has a couple of units here. Blue may want to back out the game to give some money infrastructure to his teammate. Got a massive freeze here. His fully heroic Prospector does go down. And now we do have this Peacekeeper. Gains some good kills there. Good stun by the dogs. Magenta gets some dogs over here. And Blue just simply has nothing remaining. But he does have an MCV though. So he's not on the game just yet. And it's probably a good idea. Even if he loses everything and I'll run out of credits, he should actually stay in the game to get some good protocols there. And those Imperial Warriors ripped apart a good number of dogs there. He does actually save the expansion here. He needs to patch up this walls to save it from those Imperial Warriors. And we do have another airfield deployed out over here. Going for a command hub here. Destroyer does get some cannon shots there. Why are the Apocalypse tanks picked up by Twin Blades? I generally find people who try to do this drop play It's risky. Twin blades are not durable platforms. They're not Zocom hammerheads. There's no good thing to deploy them out now because there's a lot of Striker VXs there. There's a Harpoon Lance there. You may want to follow up some other work there. Does get good Harpoon. Take out Numbly's Tsunami tanks there. Yellow's MCV will go down to the Apocalypse tank drop. Wait, and there goes the other Twin Blade that didn't have the Apocalypse tanks had a bunch of flak troops there. It does load him up there. And he will escape out of there. Holy crap. We're actually seeing drop play in Runlet 3. Let's get everything frozen there. This is a StarCraft 2 idea. You don't see drop play in Runlet 3. Magpine's doing some great work. Cryocopter's pushing forward. Does go and get them frozen now, so will be crushed now immediately. But what does Yellow have? Yellow still has a Naval Yard, and that is definitely a MCV there. It looks appears that he has also at least tier 2 on that Naval Yard, so does kick out some Naginata cruisers. Red is getting severely gutted. Red's MCV's right here. He will lose space here. Blue is starting to rebuild quite massively, has an armor facility as well as a couple good expansions here. He may pull out some defenses for him as well. Cyan has this massive army here. Magenta has a massive amount of field, a lot of infrastructure see on the field. And he's gunning through Red. Red is basically knocked out of the game, but he still has his MCV, so he should stay in the game to bring some protocol support. Range Refinery does go down. There goes a hammer tank there. Green's MCV is going to get hit. I do see a Natasha on the field, which she will be used for solid infantry. Nothing here to really hard counter her. You perhaps get some pilot snipes off. Try to last some of these Tsunami tanks. I'm a bit curious how well Natasha actually gets a bombing run up there. Kirov reported. Does get some bombing runs there. Takes out a point defense drone. Striker VXs do land. She perhaps should pilot snipe on those Striker VXs there. Black Troopers now firing away against these Striker VXs there. These Striker VXs are not good versus infantry. Down south, Magenta's advancing into Magenta's base here. I am a bit curious about this engagement. Got some Apocalypse tanks here. Natasha is just veteran at the moment. Veteran C1. Get some good get shots or cryocopter play there. Does trying to drop off some single bombs. Magenta has been forced out to sea, and now the sea's being frozen. Yellow has rebuilt his MCV. Green just dropped in some more Apocalypse tanks over here. Now got a fully heroic Apocalypse tank there, allowing him to get high explosive rounds, so get Annihilate infantry. We do have a Red engineer here. And Red, what does Red have? An ore refinery. So he has to rely on that single engineer to get a capture on any sort of infrastructure. Get back in the game. Apocalypse tank will be frozen there. And now it will be focused down, but it will be hard to hit that small target there. And barracks does go down. And there goes the Apocalypse tank. Got some good cryo shots or cryocopter play. Cool sub. Cool sub now engaging the Naginata cruiser. I think Red has been, Red fully backs the game, gave the infrastructure up to Yellow. But Yellow does have the MCV, has a Naval Yard, may want to get some Tsunami tanks deployed on field. Yellow and Cyan are now advancing onto Magenta. Blue has a sizable army here of mostly just peacekeepers. They're going to push their way forward. Both the remaining players, one is Empire, one's Allies. Cyan, what is Cyan's base? He does have an MCV and a war factory, multiple armor facilities. Magenta, however, does not have any sort of land. Has some hydrofoils, has quite a bit of naval assets, but not a lot of ground assets. And this is a lot of infantry here. It's time to put some crowdcopters there. So we got a fully heroic Apollo now moving on forward. And there goes that ore refinery. Apocalypse Tank's now firing over here. Yellow does lose his MCV. And losing that naval yard will spell the end of the game is basically for him as well. Yellow's about to lose all of his production capability, can still deploy out mass ore collector, but and the amount of army out in the field as well. It would probably be a good idea for him to stay in the game until he loses his army, then back out, give all the economy to his teammate. Because the extra micro capability is very important. You know, he can't bring any protocols anymore. He can't go for more mass ore collector if he so chooses. He's got to make sure he backs out the game last second before he gets completely knocked out to give all the credits that he has stored up to his teammate. Now, it's basically going to be soon to be a 3v1. Oil refinery or oil derrick will go down. Magenta still has some assets on the field, and now eyeing for an expansion. 14,000 credits, 17,750 credits. And green drops in more Apocalypse Tanks. How is he able to do this? Like, seriously, this is something that should not be possible in a Relic 3 game, but yet somehow he's doing it repeatedly. How is he dropping Apocalypse Tanks in the middle of the opponent's base? In fact, there's Apocalypse Tanks here trying to... There's more Apocalypse Tanks over here. How? How are there Apocalypse Tanks everywhere? Does go ahead and harpoon that MCV there, allowing the Kirov to finish it off quite easily. Science down to minimal infrastructure, test 2 armor facilities and 1 ore refinery. He may be good idea for Yellow to back out the game now, simply to give all the credits he has stored up to his teammate. Because right now, Sign does not play, has minimal credits stored up. Cryogeddon will connect, and a good number of these Mirage tanks frozen down. Now we do have a fully heroic Kirov airship. Now he can cycle in gastral burners and get some health regen afterwards. Twinblade does get some good kills on those frozen units. Science already getting knocked out of the game entirely. Is this a slash structure? Sign needs to back out the game now, or else he will lose everything. The Kirov's not set too aggressive. He's not taking out this infrastructure. Blue is now. And once Sign loses that power plant, all this stuff will die. And that's why you back out the game before you actually lose. Because now all those assets that Yellow could have used is gone. And Yellow has nothing left on the field. Is Yellow just AFK? Let's fast forward, this game's over. And there we go, looks like Yellow finally back to the game now. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, Android here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on south side as the Yellow allies. We have H20 Apollo. Spawn on north side as the Magenta Soviets. We have Diano, I don't know how to pronounce that. And by the way, that is a 0, I don't know. We do now have a power plant down here, not big surprise. We've got a barracks here. Huh, power plant. Is it going for fast airfield? Yep, we do have fast airfield. We've got an airfield now in the water. It wants to spin. Air pushing right forward. We'll spot nothing here that make an indication that he's fighting against fast airfield. Got some flak troops being deployed on the field. This will be a great garrison to fight from. I hope provides some good anti-aircraft cover. Getting inside this single garrison would be half bad, as well as throwing one over here. Does get a bomb there. This flak trooper is not attack moving on in. Now he's receiving 2 flak fire. And the Apollo will fall back, so has plenty of health to run back home with. Another Apollo or Vindicators push way forward. Good bomb splits there. He's simply trying to get inside this garrison. So far, it's unsuccessful. He may be investing a bit too much on trying to get this garrison. Does deny it once again. Oof. It is not going well, is it? He has a full airfield of Apollos now on the field. Now Apollos of Vindicators. I'm getting those 2 names mixed up too much. And now, wait. He's eyeing for a turret push off of 1 refinery. He's done great work on hitting those flak troopers, that's for sure. He could potentially sell off that airfield, put on the front line. What does Magenta see? Magenta does see the MCV. There goes the refinery. What is Magenta going to be building out? He does no food barracks on the field. Going for another power plant. He does go for a 3rd refinery. Going to receive a lot of bombing fire there, and does pull out an airfield on the front line. Ordnance opponent's base. This is the front line, the back line. Multi-guard turrets now being pulled out on the field. Magenta has a bear in the high ground.
I present to you the MCV.
These airfields will not be used anymore. It's now this one here. That garrison's too far away. Blows out forward power plant. Wait, did I just hear a present you the MCV? Okay, no, he did not build out a new MCV. Let's lose that refinery there. He's starting to migrate. What does Yellow see? The MCV's over the bridge. Let's see. Yellow's has 2,000 credits. Trying to go a refinery here. Then maybe exchanging bases. Magenta is trying to clean up the oil derrick. Oh, good idea. He has a refinery up here. He could pull out barracks up here to get this garrison. There's a lot of garrisons here. He knows about the airfield. So you could make use of some of these garrisons up here. Is a defensible location from the airstrikes. And the ore collector does get chased away. He does have 2 ore collectors. If he builds up Crusher Crane, he can crush them for 2,100 credits. A Crusher Crane. How much exactly is a Crusher Crane? Guess we have to wait until the MCV deploys. He's going for this naval expansion. Black ships push him way forward. And he's trying to interrupt the refinery line.
Mines ready.
Mines ready, so he pulled out some mag mines. And does get a Terror Drone surprise from that ore collector. Very lucky for Magenta. Bad luck for Yellow. Takes up Terror Drone as well. No expansion here. Yellow's at minimal income. And the mag mines do connect. Takes out that prospector. Wait a second. He has no money. That Terror Drone surprise screwed him big time. He does cancel whatever's on his build queue. He's going for another ore prospector, so you will get that. You may want to sell off this infrastructure here. Trying to go for another ore collector.
Someone to take a look around?
This getting a bit close.
Need someone to take a look around?
Prospector does come out, does get crushed there, does lose the ore refinery. He could deploy out the command hub right there. MCV here. This infrastructure is either sold off or destroyed. I'm not sure which. Does spot the oil derrick claimed. He takes it out. Magenta has a sizable base here, including a super reactor. Maybe he should focus on getting airfield. He knows against a quadruple Apollo or Vindicator, which means he's vulnerable to MiGs. We've got satellites available. You could potentially push forward some MiGs, keep the Vindicators on the deck, and then drop satellites on them. That would be my course of plan action. Maybe not a good course of action there. Can Prospector now advance out to sea? He's trying to actually set up a command hub here just for expansion location. Bullfrog does come forward. He does bomb the Bullfrog with a large number of bombs. Command hub's going up. Tesla coil should be complete in time. Going for multiple bullfrogs is a good idea. Magenta has some flak troopers in the middle of the field, so there's actually a bit of a lot of flak in the middle of the map, so Yellow can't take a direct path back home. Let's get another expansion out. He has not gone to this expansion here. May want to go for it now. We got 2 refineries versus just 1. Command hub does go down. Does a power plant out of field. He has 2 spare ore collectors. He really should get out of Crusher Crane just to crush it. He will get a net profit. Bullfrogs do get bombed down there. You need a bit more than just 2 bullfrogs against 4 vindicators. Of course, you can only build them so quickly. Magenta's now eyeing to this expansion base. I don't even know what to call it at this point in time. Yellow's now advancing down south. He has sold off the Tesla coil. Overall, I don't think the super reactor was a good idea. It was expensive. He needs to get out another expansion. That's of course assured, but he has no credits at the moment. Crusher Crane is 1500, so going for Crusher Crane will allow him to crush 2 ore collectors, be a net of 600 credits. And they can sell the Crusher Crane, so probably can get, we'll have to sell the Crusher Crane, get him about 1,000 credits to work with. I think that would be a better idea. He can build that quicker than a refinery. He actually needs a reactor for power to get our refinery. Now he's going for a Crusher Crane. And Yellow's now pushing him out over here. I think that's going to be the end of the game for the Soviet player. Another bullfrog there. Got a Dolphin SC. Air drone will go down as well.
At your service.
Magenta does spot this. We do see the Crusher Crane now being employed on the field. And with 3 ore collectors, that's 3,150 credits. Bullfrog's getting some great damage there, trying to get the Crusher Crane there. Does get the Crusher Crane. Does lose 3 of the Apollos. The last one will skip out of there. How many credits does the Soviet player have? Nothing. Soviet player has nothing left in the field. That is definitely the end of the game. He has not enough credits to pull out or Crusher Crane. And that now goes back off the game now. This is Andrew saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Run 3 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the Blue Empire, we have Oblique. Spawn on the left side as the Magenta Allies, we have 25 Delta. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Yellow Empire, we have DC Famos, Empire, Allies, Empire. And spawn on the right side as the Green Soviets, we have Work. Spawning on the right side as the Red Empire. We have Grandpa, sorry about that. And spawning as the Cyan Allies, we have Hazard. We got some doggos being pushed on out. Do have these instant dojos as well. Down south, we do have more instant dojos. Dogs move around, or not dogs, bears. And does get the bear crushed right there. Dog advancing down south. Got this burst drone flying about. Got this dog moving around. And over here we do have this dog camping the instant dojo, but it does get exiled through there. Does see a bite. And I do got a laser lock javelin advancing forward to kill off this instant dojo. Does set off there. On the charge forward and doesn't get a mutual trade there either. Burst drone explodes in mid-air, then maybe Apollo flying about. More instant doges push me forward with Imperial Warrior. Does gun down the dog there, making the ATF proud. And now do got the Doja Core pushing me forward. Does get some great crushes there, taking out 2 of those Peacekeepers, severely wounding 1. Javelin troops do go down to the Bonsai charge. And now we've got a fully heroic Imperial Warrior there. Jet tanker receiving a bit of fire there from these flak troopers. He has transformed on top of this Orocopter as well. Imperial Warriors advancing down south. Imperial Warriors there as well. Apollo's making their way over here, and now we do have the Oil Derrick receiving a bit of fire. Imperial Warrior receiving a bit of fire there. Got these Peacekeepers moving around, and now we do have this air receiving a bit of fire as well. Flak Troopers trying to advance forward with some mag mines. Does not get a mag mine off onto the Mecha Tengu. And does take out the Flak Trooper as well. Does not, in the Mecha Tengu, the Jet Tengu will escape on out there. Do now the Striker Vegas gain some good damage there. Peacekeepers gain some good damage there on the Oil Derrick. Over here, this Oil Derrick still alive. It does go down, and the Honorable Discharge takes it out along. And the Oil Derrick exploding takes out the Sickle and the Conscript. Very nice. Got a big hiccups there. Do have the Chopper VX get some good kills there. We do have the Oil Derrick now seeing a bit of fire there as well. Chopper VX will not be able to get some good hits, kills there. And one of the Imperial Warriors will go down. The heroic one will escape on out of there. Synoptic's trying to pursue these Bullfrogs and does get spot the MCV advancing forward. The Synoptics do a good job of knocking around the MCV, preventing it from advancing forward, but does just drive around them. And now we'll make its way onto the land, and we may see a crush there. Nope, he did not crush the Synoptic. I was pretty sure he's going to crush it. Does get out to sea. We do see the treads turning upside down for that. And now I do have a Terror Drone infect on one of these Snom tanks. Green's MCVs receiving a bit of fire there. Red Mecha Tengu harassment there by Magenta. And the MCV does go down. Does get some shots on the Terror Drone, but does fall back in time. Now do we have the Instant Generator being deployed on the field. Takes out those Mecha Tengus. We do have the Snom tanks and a Mecha Tengu advancing onto the land. We do have a nice bomb run there onto the Hammer tank, just one remaining. Fresh one there. They will be focused down. One Hammer tank does go down now. These Hammer tanks push way forward. Here's our Terror Drone. And this Snom tank will stay alive for now. We're seeing quite a bit of damage there. Does get an effect there onto one of these Snom tanks. Another Snom tank there does get an effect on the wounded one. So the Terror Drone does go down as well. Up here, we got a decent force here hitting Blue's MCV. That's in the middle of Science Base. And we'll see a bit of bomb runs there. And these Snom tanks will go down. Large number of these Terror Drones are streaming on in. Blue's NCV needs to drive back home. He's far too wounded. Snom tank receiving a bit of fire there. Does use Nanoflux to escape on out. Or just stay there. And Blue's MCV is now getting repaired up. Magenta has blown out a multi-gun turret there, as well as a naval yard. He could pack up and use his teammates' naval yard there for free repairs, or get bombed by some Vindicators. Do now this Snom tank there getting some good crushes. And now we've got the Snom tank getting going on down. We got these multi-gunner IFVs here. We do also have the Riptide following them back. Getting some good shots there onto these tsunami tanks. We do have now multi-gunner turret there, load up of a javelin troop. Does go down. Science MCV is trying to get some crush there. It was unsuccessful, however. I'm gonna play a bit of bumper cars there. The tsunami tank does go down there. Multi-gunner IFVs are loaded up now with Peacekeepers. Get some good damage there on these Peacekeepers. And Science MCV does not get any crushes just yet. These Peacekeepers didn't even go down to those javelin troops, did they? Or to those multi-gunner IFVs. Blue tsunami tanks have all used Nanoflector there. Nanoflector has worn off, able to overrun these forces now. Magenta still has a naval yard here. We do have these forces moving around. We've got this armor facility taking quite a bit of damage. Tsunami tanks are starting to go down there. We've got the multi-gunner IFVs getting some good damage on the tsunami tanks. We've got a good number of tsunami tanks here. We've got some dolphins moving around. More, it looks like hydrofoil and riptides being put out up here. We do have these Striker VXs flying the center. Red's now advancing forward with a nice little army here. Has a good number of Imperial Warriors there. Lacking a bit of anti-aircraft. Have a couple of Striker VXs there. Trying to get some damage on it. His teammate does put in some Apollos there as well. It does see a bit of fire. Red's trying to break on through, trying to crush all the infantry. The blue tsunami tanks able to get some good damage while their nanoflectors up. Blue's getting some great damage there. Does use his own nanoflectors. Could be focused down with that. Trying to crush some of these Imperial Warriors. Good number have been crushed. Down south, Green's advancing forward with a bunch of hammer tanks. Up here, we do have a bit of harassment. Striker VXs hitting the, getting hit by those Chopper VXs there. Got Chopper VXs flying away as well. And over here, we do have these hammer tanks falling back. Got a good number of tank busters here to support the Imperial Warriors and his teammates, Assault Destroyers. There's no repairs here. The Black Hole armor will increase its durability, though. Got a big, or not so big, point defense drones here. Everything should be able to run this force no problem. Power shopping on the field, trying to freeze down this instant dojo. Does get shattered there by a Peacekeeper. And so these tank busters are going to be focused down. Blue's trying to advance forward with more tsunami tanks here. Able over on the airfield. Is trying to focus down that heroic Vindicator first. Now the other Vindicator's using a bit of fire there. Jet tank was flying about. And some of these forces do go ahead and go on down. Got a bit of damage here. Airbase needs some repairs. Everything's getting some good leeches there on the Assault Destroyers. We do also have the Striker VX here pushing way forward as well. Trying to get down, kill off those tank busters there. But of course, the can't really crush the tank busters there with the Assault Destroyers here nearby to crush them. Does take out that terror drone. Everything's falling back as Bullfrogs pushing way forward. Does get some good kills there. Everything's a little bit battered and bruised. Green doesn't have a whole lot of economy at the moment. In fact, just these two refineries. His MCV may be dead. I don't see it anywhere. Yellow and red are now fighting away in the center. Takes out some of these forces now. Yellow and magenta. Magenta's out, advancing out to sea, trying to hit red space there. Crushing through these wall segments, and not where the ore collector's at. He's getting some good hits there onto these power plants. Yellow's still trying to advance forward. Red's getting some great damage here. Hitting the reinforcements. North, whoever plays up in the north, this allied player has surrendered. Gives all his assets to Red. Green is still in the game. We do now have the cryo blast being put on the field. Does get only one of the units frozen there. Green can advance forward with long guns in the region. Does have a good number of hammer tanks here. Does leeching down a assault destroyer, so he gets a free assault destroyer gun. I wonder if he can hit submerged units. And that assault destroyer does go down as well. Does crush some of these reinforcements as well. And does take out these tsunami tanks. There's a lot of hammer tanks here. Tsunami tanks charging on force while trying to get some crushes. Does get snared by the terror drone. And now we do have these calls pushing forward trying to hit these striker VXs. Does get some good damage on the MCV. Was out of boot camp there. And old Modi gun turret deployed on the field. The assault destroyer cannon 1 is elite and now dead. And good transform there, escape those bullfrogs in time. Got a bit of a snare there though. To crush that javelin trooper where he's right next to. 2 javelin troops right in front of that hammer tank, and does not get them crushed there. Down south, Green is advancing forward. He gains good harassment here. Got a very, very large number of infantry deployed by Red. He's gone for triple instant dojo. Has, of course, this mecha bait going up. He has been maintaining a lot of economy, he thinks his teammate back on the game. So he has a massive force on the field. Green doesn't have a whole lot of economy at the moment, just only has his 2 refineries. Almost 2/3 depleted. Now I've got the tsunami tanks push way forward. Let's get some quick crushes there. Some of these hammer tanks aren't going down. Got these forces pushing way forward. Let's get a transform there. Great honorable discharge. He lost some of his infantry. Striker VXs, not a whole lot in the area to take them out. He could actually just perhaps just glide them over, let them get shot down, and use them as bombs. Refinery core goes down. Nice defensive loss there. There's a massive hit there. That's what I'm talking about. He's trying to charge for as well. It's a small hit there. It can be a bit hard to use them as suicide bombs. But Red is crushing forward with a massive wave of infantry. May want to push down south and knock Yellow out of the game. Green is just trying to build what he can. He's not going for a MCV. Though he does have a decent amount of anti-aircraft forces here. 2 elite bullfrogs, 2 heroic, 1 elite. Hammer tanks leading Magenta's naval yard. Got these Vindicators pushing way forward. The bullfrogs are not in this region. Tsunami tanks charging forward. Do get quickly focused down. War Collector see a bit of fire there. May want to get back collecting. And the assault destroyer cannon. No, that's a tsunami tank cannon hammer tank there. Does not get himself an extra gun with this other one. A large number of these tank busters are actually heroic. He does have some Striker VXs here for anti-aircraft purposes, so doesn't have a 100% lie on his teammate for that. Aerodrone does find a nice snare there. We've got 2 dual-wielding hammer tanks now. They're going to push forward in order to use their dual-wielding capability to get some good damage on that naval yard. Magenta's currently getting gutted. And now we do have this Ore Collector receiving a bit of fire as well. Does go ahead and use the Emperor's Rage right there, and does win out, giving him an elite Ore Collector. Doggo doing a good job interrupting, does gun down the Doggo. And there goes, Magenta is just down to a single power plant. Magenta needs back out of the game, get whatever infrastructure he has and money to his teammates. Doesn't have an airfield at the moment, so once he drops the bombs, these air Vindicators will burn up. This one's actually burning up now, so that one's out of bombs. The other one does have some bombs. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which one's the allied player.
Make a tango. Let's go.
I serve the Emperor.
Yep, I'm not sure which one's this allied player. This is blue.
The tsunami rises.
I serve the Emperor.
Oh, I think that's actually, I don't know. I forget as well. Because I don't see any like allied little. I guess it's this one here. Yeah, it is this one. Yeah, 9,000 credits. Give that to a teammate. They can really use those credits. Got some bloom bombs raining on in. And those Mechatengus do get cleaned on up. Magenta has been fully knocked out of the game, so he did not donate those credits to anybody, I believe. Blue Space is now next. He does have a naval expansion with a refinery just being built, so he does have credits to work with. Does get impulse rage there. Going for a massive crush there for these tsunami tanks, and Mechatengus will be picked off, but you will get some great damage here. Most of this force has been cleaned on up. He maybe needs to go for another tsunami tank there. I don't think he can charge forward. He is going to try to charge forward. Does get some good crushes there. He's going to be throwing more bodies to his opponent. Yellow's now advancing forward with a big bonsai charge. He does save Blue's Mecha Bay. We do now have a final squadron being called in that may finish the Mecha Bay. Mechatengus and Striker Phoenix is also advancing forward as well. The Mecha Bay does stay up. Red could advance forward with the Chopper VX to finish it off. Got a single Mechatengu here. Green's now advancing down south, trying to hit Yellow. Yellow sent a lot of infantry up north. Got the dual wielding. Two of those things are dual wielding as well. One that's fully heroic as well. There's going to be a lot of fire coming out from these hammer tanks. Trying to crush these tank busters. One of the dual wielding tanks do go down. And so do those Mechatengus. Yellow still has a decent position. Green has even less. But now an MCV to get more. You may want to just go immediately over here and go for this naval expansion. There's a Yari mini sub out, let's see. This expansion, this base still has 3,000 credits, which is not a lot. There's 6,000 credits on this one. He may just want to go for those expansion points. But he could try going over here, use what Brown Army has. More final squadrons being going field. I think that's a refinery core going down to your mini subs. Big snipe there. Final squadron does get some damage over there. Now you have some balloon bombs being rained on in. Bit of damage there from the Yari mini subs as well. Balloon bombs are going to get some good damage there onto the Mecha Bay. And now we have the Ore Collector receive a bit of fire. I wonder what that elite Ore Collector is doing. Probably dead. Yellow's going to go to harass him here. Red's trying to defend. Does get some point defense drones up and going. And maybe some chain reactions here if audible. Discharge more point defense drones blown up there. Yellow's trying to fall him back. Will be pursued by Red. Oh, there's the elite Ore Collector. That's a newly elite one. May want to send it back to the War Factory to get some repairs. Your mini sub protecting this expansion point there. Green has expanded out here, but remember these refiners have very little credits remaining. This one only has 500 credits. And we've got Tank Buster's Sleeper Ambush now being pulled on the field. Everything's coming forward to crush. Does take out one of those elite or heroic bullfrogs. Yellows now has a big swarm of Mechanics over here and has a massive ground force not being put on field. Green's MCV can go down very quickly to this force. Ampix now charging forward with Bullfrog trying to be a sponge, but he's doing a good job of focus firing there. Maybe it does transform on top of them. Gets some on discharge damage there, and Red does clean up that infantry force there for his teammate. Super Reactor has been sold off in time, does not explode. And now we do have these tank buses sort of just sitting there awkwardly. Mechatango is now advancing over this flank. Does off the power plants, or they were destroyed. They're wounded peacekeepers. Sells off the expansions there. Mia's just trying to reclaim what credits he has because he can't save it. And now these jet tankers are starting to go on down. Does take out the Mecha Bay, however. Red still has a MCV. Yes, right there, right in front of us. Going for an instant dojo. Does pick off the Mecha Bay. Emperor's Rage there, Emperor's Rage there. I think Yellow has more, however. Does use Final Squadron. Both players use Final Squadron. I see 2 yellow beacons there. Is there Bloom Bombs as well? Desolate Airstrike. Okay, that was not green. Well, yellow, but that was greens. And these forces are falling back. Blue's advancing forward, trying to get some damage there onto the Mecha Tengu. And Yellow with the back's on game now. This is Angry saying thank you for watching. On to the next replay. So, I'm getting a little bit tired right now. I'm probably going to call the stream early tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have good eating and get some good rest.